on that side of things. And Alpha 7 are a little bit split right now, so it is kind of dangerous if Alola go for a full crash on towards one of the positions on the north with Obscure, with Revo, both kind of isolated from one another.
Well, for Alpha 7 right now, I can see what they're trying to do, right? You're trying to maintain control of box, also have some control over the compounds that sit underneath Everest, and you're basically guaranteeing as much in towards the next circle as possible. All those locations are good, and there is support that you can make from across the river. And Guizhou went for a slight push-up over towards that north side as soon as Obscure was sending back that information that potentially there was a team roaming on the northern edge. But he's going to back down towards the south side of Everest. Everyone's quite well situated though. School currently taken by Tiamba. They shifted over from that eastern side. Alula crosses over the water to the banks of Rozok. But pretty much this one comes down to Zone 2. There's plenty of space for absolutely everyone here. So we can probably talk about some of our teams. Currently in this one, Yangon Galacticos getting a very free and easy rotate from that south side. But AGAL wasn't a horrendous game last time around, but they did fall over at some point. I think I'd like to see a step up from this squad, probably towards the first portion of the day, right? First 3 matches, I'd like to see something good out of this squad, and that would indicate they could potentially be in that top 6.
I think so. I mean, certainly coming into the survival stage, if you had to pick AGAL or Tiamba to be in the first place position of this lobby, this is not the reality that you would have selected, given the performances that we saw back in those group stages. For AGAL, they have fallen off, but not far enough to be outside of that opportunity zone. With GOAT Team in second place on 57 points, that's 17 points ahead of AGAL in 12th, which means that they have a massive opportunity to be able to push on through, to change the story here. As for almost all of our teams, in fact, as the circle crunches in, again, fairly chilled out circle, keeps that northern side a little bit in, but again, you're just gonna have to look to move forwards. And Alola split themselves 2 and 2 to try and find the best way across. I imagine that they've spotted Alpha 7 on that location. With Alpha 7 looking to regroup, Alola will be able to get through. It's interesting. It would be interesting to see if they try and go 2 and 2 and actually cross into different locations, because at that point, they're committing to being completely split until they can regroup in maybe Zone 7.
It's really hard, okay? It's really, really hard to play across Boatyard, wrap through the rolling hills on the south side of Boatyard, and back to one another, which is why you're actually seeing them re-rotate to regroup over towards the western edge, alongside with the rest of the team that's south of box. AGAL getting blasted right now as they push over towards Ruins. This was a very desperate rotate. They're mildly successful, honestly, off the back of it. They get into position, they play the bunkers, they play the sandbags.
Okay.
Not horrendous. Actually not horrendous. Flower H's vehicle is on its last legs, though.
They do have a blowtorch, so they can actually repair that one up. I think that's what you can hear in the background there. You've got your headphones in, making sure that they are nice and healthy. Yeah, I feel like mild, maybe even up to medium successful.
Yeah, medium success. Maybe you're right.
Bit of piri-piri on that one.
Piri-piri, yeah, exactly. It's spicy rotation. Could have been bad. I think a lot of people and teams were trying to figure out where they wanted to go. But AJL had a very clear decision in mind. A lot of teams don't push towards Ruins too early either, because they don't want to be on that slope. You would rather have the information and the vision down towards that south side. So I think AGAL plays into that quite quickly and is like, okay, maybe we can get sandbags off the back of this one. I don't imagine anyone's pushed in there too early. Boatyard team potentially might have gone for that one, but Dopeness is on a weird 2-2 split over on the western side of Boatyard and then down towards the south by the roads. So they are likely not going to be able to regroup anytime soon.
I think it's a 3-1 coming on through. To me, that stinks of not moving quickly enough and responding to the circle, because you know what the other teams around you
Kenji is done
are going to be going for, right? He's on foot getting down there. Or is he? Maybe he's in a buggy. Not entirely sure. No, he is, just on his belly. Trying to survive, trying to not make any sound. As soon as Alola read that he's here, he's gone. He's out.
Yeah, they did. Didn't hear him. He leapt off at just the right time. Sneaky beaky down towards the bottom here. I think maybe that was his vehicle.
Ah, maybe.
You saw it there. It is hidden. It is hidden away. And we are heading over towards ruins, in fact. A lot of teams will have to figure this one out. AJL, medium success to massive success, honestly.
Yeah.
Really, really well done.
With that circle, they have got themselves a really nice slice of it. Alpha 7's compound as well is pretty huge, overlooking so much the fields to the south. They've got a lot of pressure to the east. E-Arena may look to try and crash down upon them, but I don't think there's an impetus to do that within the next maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes potentially. Goat team in with a scrap on the south side as they're trying to leave past Gatka open across those fields, but the Wolves are dragging them down into a fight.
Wolves actually in the top 6 right now. Kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. They've been able to get some points on board, but Elementrix will fall now. Baton moved over towards that northern edge. They were split on the team quite fully along with one another. Slonic just about able to get off into the distance, but before he does get knocked down, I think for Wolves right now, there's a bit of a awkward push out. And they weren't really thinking that, oh my God, there's going to be a lot of teams coming from that south side. And we're quickly shut down because of it. Ulf tries to go center. Ulf is not a team we expected to be in 13th here. I think this is a very big surprise for everyone. Currently only on 2 players. And we're probably thinking that for the guys on Ulf, this is a hard achievement to make happen in the last 4 matches, because I don't think they're getting many points off the back of this game. They would have to shoot up the rankings if they want to make it to the top 6, and Ulf getting sent home today would be a massive deal.
Definitely. I mean, it is a team that has had some ups and downs, I think it's safe to say, over the course of these group stages. Not quite able to make it all the way into the top 5. They were definitely in with a chance here. The lobby is close enough in terms of these overall scores right now, Blank, that they can still make it. It does require them to be pushing pretty hard and fast, though. For Ulf, it's likely they're going to need to see at least 5 points off this match to keep themselves in the running, moving into the latter half of the day. And to be fair, from their position on the north edge, that may well be doable as a duo. If Al-Ula don't commit to pushing out onto that angle, there's really not too many other teams that are going to threaten them. So it's a survival strategy for Ulf, and it may go quite well. They did send all the way from the southeast straight through the middle to get to this spot. That's why they've managed to shed all the players that they had. But yeah, it's a tough game for them. They do need to make the most of it.
Yeah, which is why it is a massive success for AJL on that rotate, because they stopped early enough. They didn't lose too many players. They brought things to repair the rotational devices with, aka cars, which is great. Great news for them. And they should have some success into the future too. We do move over towards that western side. Alpha 7 thrown a bone here, but I would argue that they set themselves up nicely in that early game. I'm hoping this trend continues. Honestly, I think Alpha 7 looks good today. They do look good today.
Yeah, with that pressure on the northern shore to divert Al-Ula away, remove a lot of that. That's what you were talking about, right?
Yeah.
With their ability to hold that 2-2 split. I liked they did regroup on the northern side, so they weren't solos.
They were very quick to reassess the scenario as well and get back down towards this location. I believe that, although, yeah, sure, the rest of the team's very, very good, Guizhou has been this driving factor for the team today. He's been making a lot of calls, a lot of decisions on the fly. And I think it's been helpful. I think it has been helpful. It's just strange that one of the newer players of the squad is the one to sort of drag the team along with him. Furia making a similarly wild rotate in. Yangon Galacticos looking to punish, and Chief is down. And oh, yeah.
That is nasty stuff coming through. One player now left for Furia. Coach not looking too happy. Going to have words with them after this one, I'm sure. Trying to figure out the best path forwards. Geekate, they were put through the ringer in that last match, but it looks like they're going to survive on their compound as well, as RRQ go down to them. Too much damage for them to bear, and Ragnarok back to his feet. The res comes on in. Tianba in the meantime getting torn apart by AGAL. There is an answer a little bit, but the nades over the top just slowed things down. And they only have Milu left standing, and it needs another. Let's go for another 1v4. Why not?
Great nade from Maple, honestly. Very well done here. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to post these nades over inside of sandbags because there's a lot of terrain that stops you from fully committing those nades inwards. And maybe getting a little bit over aggressive here, forgetting that Castle is in play. Nade over the top, tries to finish out QZZ, does go far enough. Well done. Really good hold here from AGAL, leaving, like you say, Milu, the 1v4 master, alive at the end here.
For Tiamba, another fairly low-scoring game, potentially on the cards here, with only the single elim found. We said before, it's probably still fairly safe for them right now, but they do need to pick up a couple points here and there, Blank.
Yeah.
It is unfortunate in this spot. Losing 3 of their players like that is not how you want to start. Dopeness on the south side against Nongshim Red Force. Nongshim Red Force playing with only 2 players in action, and Dopeness similarly losing 1 of their players as well. As they left Kenji in the shadow of Alula. We saw him dropping down earlier on.
GK holding. Next circle is closing now. We have a lot of Everest over towards that western side. The arena is trying to bank as much information as possible at the moment. Store that away. Filing cabinets, pull out the secret files for later, where these teams will be playing, how they want to approach an endgame. They have been very quiet so far, very spy-like.
Wolf now being descended upon. The duo that moved out there earlier, able to do a little bit there, but Scarface does get flushed. Aaron's not too long to follow. A victim of the MG3 on the northern side, and Ulf will go down, so not what they were looking for here to keep themselves in the running. They'll need something bigger in the next few, and very, very quickly. As we turn our attention towards the teams now left in the circle. GK, they've been holding their nerve. They're up to 5 elims on this match now, Blank. They're doing well on the south side. They've rebuffed pushes there. They have the buildings to play around. Goat team on 6 elims as well, looking to come off the back of a strong rondo in towards Erangel with some force.
Well, they have force with them, so don't worry. He is on the team. We're good to go. But they're going to have to move it towards that northeast side. I think it's a slightly interesting push they'll have to make, and if they want to wrap down towards the south here and play in slow, definitely doable. Alpha 7, they pulled off from that northern portion of the compound and fully situated themselves down towards the south here. Understanding the teams are likely wrapped through fields, were in the compound down towards the southwest, which they are right, and that is Goat team. So they're fully focusing a lot of their attention over towards Everest and their southwest. This is a good approach to the game from them. GK doing something very similar, looking to hold out the teams that are on the southern edge. You just got Milu remaining down there.
Ooh. Alpha 7's position gets so much stronger when E-Arena leave the top of Everest. For Goat team, that is good news for the time being, but as soon as the arena move, their rooftops become so dangerous against Goat team. They're going to have to a real think about how they want to go for this one. And I feel like E-Arena is starting to peel off those angles.
Yeah, starting to look over towards Alula again. They have had that information for quite some time now. Nongshim Red Force, Hyunbin opens up over towards Killer Joe. That's a backstab coming through here, and will slow the guys from Go down. Revo actually looking to swing by in the vehicle, get some information, but Nongshim Red Force definitely the main force that is distracting away from Goat. And Goat turns their eye towards them. You could see them just about start to shimmy back down towards that southeast side, realizing they got to get rid of this team.
Hyunbin causing problems there. Nongshim Red Force again, they're on 2 players alive. They're out of this current zone, Blank. They have to step forwards. So finding these little openings is exactly what they needed. Diminishing the power of Goat team across the way. You love to see it. You love to see it. Hyunbin with another nade over the top. They're not quite connecting either way. Fuchsman starts to get closer with that buggy. Gets the scouting done. Hyunbin putting damage down range, but does have to duck back as he gets clocked himself. He's very, very low there. And in the meantime, TZ is fending off against Geeko, who won a third party. Hyunbin falls.
Yeah, Hyunbin going down here. Good nades coming through from Goat team, but in comes the shots from the sidelines here, and it is Revo finding Moxie. This is good. Very, very well done. You have to capitalize on that, and this was the plan from the very start, John, for Alpha 7. looking better and better as the day goes on here. Kiwoom DRX technically have center circle on this one, but they have been so lackluster throughout the tournament. It's hard to call them doing much going forward. They'll have to change our minds essentially as the day goes on. E-Arena did now finally pull fully off of Everest here. They still have Mormon on the low ground. Milu 1v4 time, question mark.
Is he going to do it again? There's 2 players down. Oh, that one felt like it might have connected as well. Milu with a chance here to go big again. The 2 players from GK not getting back on up, and he has got them on the run. They're trying to step into position to go for this res, but steps out, looks for it, darts into the building now. The res did not get stuck, and he's got another. He's just got 8 rounds left, though. The DBS out of ammo, and there is no more left in the tank.
It ruins the day of GK, though. That's nuts. That is nuts. I mean, Milu is just disgusting. Oh my goodness me. Go team up to 8 eliminations on this game, despite everything still putting up those points. Alpha 7 wrapped underneath. Tried to catch him off guard there. Fuchsman did send over towards that southeast side, looking to hold out Tizzy from Nongshim Red Force. Kiwoom DRX also taking shots over. And Force will be knocked, leaving just Fuchsman remaining. We'll see if Alpha 7 is able to pick up that point, and they do.
Oh, he steps out into it. TZ holds his nerve, gets across, and now looks to heal. There's a lot of crates on this location, remember, because Milu was doing some dastardly deeds out in the open, so potential to find a lot of loot here, but I don't know if TZ is going to stop. In the meantime, AGAL, good shot. 721 GS looking to take the fight. AGAL with their maximum successful rotate earlier on. Looking to try and convert now into transition into this circle. Alpha 7. Oh, they've just lost a player on that northern side. Rebel went out too close to E-Arena and does get clipped.
I mean, it has to be the scout, though. I think that's fair. The fact they were trying to gather information, now the rest of the team knows that there's players on this north side. So annoying for AGAL, by the way, because Alula not for a second tried to check Kenji. So no one's known he's here for so long. He backstabs over towards AGAL, starts to move out, and he has completely scuppered their game plan.
Changing the tempo on the lobby as E-Arena look to try and isolate this northern side as well.
Everyone.
He's just going for it. Okay, Kenji, a demon on the descent there, leaving one player back. We thought it might have been a misplay, but blank. I think I still believe that. But he goes down, but a really solid performance from that angle. But Dopeness, 4 elims into a 6th place. I think that's more than they could have hoped for in that spot.
Another late entry for AJL, though, today. Getting further and further into these games. It's nice to see their name popping up towards these endpoints. Alula forced to move down, and AJL looking to bolster this position. They flow up. Carrillo looking over towards KRX. XEZ opens up over towards Claws, but it's Yasa over towards Flower H to get him down. This is going back and forth, but Maple comes through with the shotgun and will finish them off in fantastic fashion. They've got to get quickly with those players back up on their feet. But E-Arena from the western side, they've got the license to elim right now. The spies coming through from on top of Everest. Telescopes and binoculars put away, and they're looking to get the big elims on.
Kiwoom DRX as well into the fight. XCZ with a chance to shut it all down, though. Their chance to jump up the tables to get themselves off of the back foot here, but they are now on one player alive. He's burning, and now the DBS is going to try and shut him down from up on high. Tags one, but can't get the second done. Where did he go down from? Was that E-Arena? Schweppes moves on out, as do the rest of them. What a flex across.
Alpha 7 now up against E-Arena. Good flex coming through from them, like you say. Goodness me, felt bad for him on that last DBS shot. Took him so incredibly low. Would have been a great clutch up for AJL, but still a strong game for them at 15 points total. 2 final teams. E-Arena, who came blasting out in their group with a huge game, versus Alpha 7, who are slowly but surely regaining confidence in these matches.
Losing Revo earlier may be a difference maker here, though, Blank. For Alpha 7, they need all the sightlines they can get, and E-Arena have been able to change the pace. Play slow and immediately turn it on when it mattered. rolling around on the hillsides. They're trying to get that information, but Mormon with that MG3, a major threat on the angle. Obscure and Guizel pulling up and maybe looking to go trade for trade with the nades. Obscure dodges that one, launches one in response, and Mormon steps out of the way. MG3 to rattle Obscure straight on down on the hillside. Schweppes steps in. A Joker is the trade. Now two players have the broadside on Tourniquet, but he manages to turn around the headland and stay alive. A 2v3 now.
Tourniquet backing off, comes back around the angle. Mormon over the top side. He's flying through the air, might get out of the vehicle, but his eye on fire. Guizel goes down to a rundown as he gets out the car, leaving just Carrillo in a 1v3. A hard game from them. A chicken dinner would be great, but this feels like an impossible task. Moves off the angle. 5 grenades. They have to be absolutely exemplary. Cannot get the shots underneath the vehicle over towards Tourniquet. Likely going to be going for a first aid kit. Swings one far, looking for the bounce. Might hit good. Doesn't quite grab him though, constantly repositioning.
Another Molotov on the vehicle forces him away from it. Has to step into the firing line. And E-Arena from atop the Everest position, able to descend, control the northern side, and squeeze the life out of the lobby.
I mean, they pulled up those files. None of them were classified. They had locked in info on every single team. And they took the silencer out and certainly silenced a lot of these squads in the lobby. The boys in Alpha 7, though, another good game. A repeat of success is really good to see from them. And again, what I really liked is I understood the game plan from them. It felt like it wasn't haphazard from the squad. And even when Revo went down, I didn't really mind that all that much either. I was like, he's doing his job. He's scouting out for the team. Yes, he gets a little bit far and potentially wasn't expecting the sight lines from E-Arena on the top side. But even if you do go down like that, at least you're passing back information. There's a northern squad there. So for Alpha 7, another strong game. I think it is a top 6 today.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I have to agree. I feel like that was a lot better. They addressed some of the issues from that first rondo. They were a little bit more dynamic when they needed to be. Losing Revo may be something they can patch up, but it is improvement consistently, which is exactly what you need for a survival stage. So great news for them. And E-Arena able to do a lot of work to try and push themselves back into that conversation as well. Yeah, there have been questions about the consistency of this roster. Of course, Schweppes the only player here to have that opportunity at the triple title of PMWC. He has been able to win it twice before. So to see him go home in the survival stage